Hello everyone, how are you doing today? My name is Allison and welcome to my channel. This is Green Goddess Plant Seeds and Stitching, and welcome to a Flosstube. Happy May, happy belated May Day, a happy Beltane to those who celebrate. Happy Kaylin May. Yes, today is Saturday, May 2nd, and it's a beautiful day, and I thought I'd change up venues. So I'm actually out in our greenhouse. I thought I tidied up a spot out here where I could bring some of my stuff I like to show you today and share with you today. So behind me we've got plants, and then I've got more plants outside, so I thought a change of venue might be kind of nice. So yes, so welcome. Like I said, it's a gorgeous day. We had a beautiful day yesterday. A week ago we were buried under more snow. We had yet one more blast of winter with basically a blizzard that came through. I don't think it was actually classified as a blizzard because it wasn't cold enough, but we had at least another foot and a half of snow came down here at the farm. Yeah, so that was a week ago, but a lot of it has melted now. We've had some beautiful warm days, so a lot of it has melted off. The ditches are full of water. It's all running off, so fingers crossed that maybe by mid-May we might actually be able to get out into the garden and do some stuff. So, but I will be posting a garden update video right after I'm done my Flosstube here, so if you want to know more about that, you can look for that one. But for today, we are here talking about some cross stitch. So I have finish and all my whips and a few plans to come up with, and a tiny little bit of haul. So let's just get on. So I do have a finish. So this is Hello Spring, and this is Primrose Cottage. This was one of their freebies. I did not bring out my printout for it, so, but yeah, I'm very happy with this. This is on an 18 count Ada. I hope the light's okay with this. Should have brought a backing board or something. But yes, so this is 18 count Ada that I dyed myself. I'm hoping the light's going to be okay out here. Here, we'll have to try something. We'll try this. See if that works. That might be a little bit better. There we go, like that. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. I'm hoping to sew this up into a little pillow. I'm not sure when that's going to happen. Of course, my final finishes I need to improve on, but that's okay. At least it's stitched, and I'm happy. I'm happy with the way it turned out. So that is my finish that I have to share with you. So let's get into some whips. So the first one I'm going to show you is my temperature chart. So I've got all of April stitched in, and so there it is. There we go. So all of April, pretty consistent, I would say. And then we had one, that was like what, Thursday? One little green one there. And so there will be, I think May should be mostly green, shades of green. But yeah, so I'm very happy with that. I've got May ready to go, and I've got a start on June's infrastructure there. But I'm otherwise very pleased that I'm keeping up with this. I haven't gotten too far behind on it at all, so yeah, there we go. So that is my temperature chart. So basically I'm using the daytime high, and I will consult with the weather network app, and they will record the daytime high and the overnight lows. So that's what I've been doing. So I wasn't sure if I should show you this because I haven't really stitched that much on it, but I thought, what the heck. So this is my Life is Sweet. It's still in the hoop, so I was trying to work on it. So basically all I've done since the last time was put in some of these darker stitches up in here. That's about all I managed to get done since the last time you saw this. So not a lot of progress, but I'm hoping to get more of this done in May. I really do need to get a push on this. So that is Life is Sweet. That is designed by Dream Jones, and it's on a 14 count white Ada, and I'm actually using three strands. floss over, you know, on this one, simply because I like the fuller coverage that 3 strands on 14 count provides. So next up is His Majesty the King. So that's what it's supposed to look like. So this is a Bothy Threads kit, and it is designed by Hannah Dale, Rendell Designs. Okay, and then this is where I'm at on it. So I do have a hanging thread here. So since the last time I showed this, I have filled in more of this. I filled in up in here and around here. There's still some spots on the hand that I have to work on, but I also filled in this area down here. And then this thread, I'm starting to work on the dog's hind legs back here. So this, if this is the mock-up, then, you know, I'm working on this part here, and I've stitched in here and up in here where the hand is. So yes, so I'm making good progress. It's obviously a slower stitch because it's quite intensive. I've been picking areas to stitch that basically where there's like a lot of the same color, big swaths of the same colors, what I'm kind of working on, and that way I feel like I can get, if I can get good chunks of those done, I think I can make better progress. I'm leaving the dog's head for now because it is so confetti heavy that it was driving me nuts. I'm just probably gonna leave that to last and then figure it out at the end what I'm gonna do with that, how I'm gonna stitch the rest of it. I'm debating on whether or not to start His Majesty's head up here. I might do that just to get it stitched. But yeah, so then there's the whole background behind them, like all of these flowers and stuff, that all gets stitched as well. So yes, very good progress in that. I'm very happy with that. Making good progress. But yeah, so we are in May. Since it is May, I've been working on a lot of gardening projects, more than what I would have. I'm not sure how that worked out, but it did. I ended up with a whole bunch of gardening themed projects, and they're all TinyModernist. Go figure that one out. So the first one I'm going to show you is garden hair. So that's what looks like. Okay, and then since the last time I showed this, I have actually added in the bellflowers up here. Here, let's do this. There we go. Oops. There. So yeah, these flowers are really quick to stitch. I really enjoyed stitching those. So now that's most of the top except for the moon. There's the moon and some yellow stars in there that have to be stitched at the top, and then I can start working on the bottom in here. So that is garden hair, and I'm stitching this on a 16 count Aida that I dyed myself. And I'm using 2 strands of floss. So yeah, I think that's looking mighty awesome. Mighty awesome. Okay. And the next one. So this is These Plants Can Kill, Poison Garden Motifs, again by TinyModernist. So I'm working on part 4, which is the nettle. And this is where I'm at. So I've got most of the foliage here and the bottle done, and I also did the bottom half of this pillar here, and I also did the word kill. That was part of that pattern as well. Whoops, sorry about that. My tripod just gave away. Just a minute here. Okay, sorry about that. Technical difficulties. I guess they happen to us all. So yeah, so this is These Plants Can Kill, Poison Garden Motifs by TinyModernist. So I'm working on part 4. There's 2 more parts to go, and they are released monthly. So this is actually another one that is actually close to being finished. So just 2 more months basically. So far I've managed to keep up with the stitching. Hopefully that'll continue. This one I'm stitching on a 14 count Aida that I dyed myself. I'm hoping you can see that it is green. I think the green is coming out through a bit more than it does in the house. I think in the house it was looking more gray, but there are some darker spots of gray in it, but it's mostly green. And I'm using 3 threads on this one because it is the 14 count. So yes, that's another one that I'm just really enjoying. This one, I'm really having fun with it. I'm enjoying, and it's really nice. Like the back stitching just brings them to life. It's amazing what a little bit of back stitching does, but it actually does make a huge difference. I even put a little bit of a smiley face on the mandrake right there. So yeah, so that is the Poison Garden motifs. Go. And my last whip that I have to show you is another Tiny Modernist. I did sign up for this, and it is the Garden Party, and this is a 10-part series. So week 1 and week 2 have been released. So week 3 comes out next Tuesday or Wednesday. And I've finished week 1 and I'm halfway through week 2. So the little gnome I'm still working on his legs, and then he's got like a tree stump that he's sitting on. So yeah, this is fun. Although I think I've taken on more than what I should have with this. I'm feeling like I probably should not have signed up for it because I don't think I can keep up with it. But that's okay, you know, it's just cross stitch, right? It's not like somebody's life is hanging in the balance with this. So, if you get behind on it, that's fine. It's not, you just stitch on it when you can, right? So those are my whips, and I'm really enjoying. And this one is just on some plain white 14 count Aida. I seem to be gravitating toward 14 count right now. I'm not sure why, but usually 16 count is where I like to stitch, but I guess this is what I can find. I get most of my fabric, like the plain stuff, from Michael's, and they don't have a huge selection, so I go with what I can get. So so that's probably why I'm gravitating towards the 14 count. It's what's available to me locally anyway. So those are the projects that I'm working on. I do have some plans that I want to do. I know lots of people are doing like a Mania May, where they start all sorts of stuff, or they start market purchases. I didn't buy any market purchases, and I'm trying to I declared at the beginning of the year that I was going to cut back on my new starts, and I have not done that at all. In fact, I've started more stuff than I had ever intended to start. And I've got more things that I want to start. I had intended to start like coming up. So yeah, for me, I am just going to work on what I got. I'm going to power through some of these projects that are really close to finishing. Like the Life is Sweet. I didn't bring it out here, but my July 1st is very close to being finished. Get some more stitches on those under my belt. I know going forward I would like to do some smaller stitches, smaller projects, but I do have 2 larger ones waiting in the wings. So first up, I'm going to show you a little bit of haul. So I did order a couple of things from Traditional Stitches. Apparently they are closing their doors, which is unfortunate, which means one less resource for those of us here. So I ordered 2 things from them. I ordered Humble Honey by Hands on Design. So I am sort of focusing a lot more on smaller projects, things that don't take quite as long to stitch. And then the other one I got is called Tricks or Treat, and this is Blackbird Designs. And so this has, I don't know, 4 or 5, maybe 6 little designs in it. And this was published in 2005, this one. So there we go, there's some pictures of stuff. So looking forward to working on some of these for the fall. So that is my haul. So in terms of my immediate plan, well, I've already sort of, for May, I've kind of talked about that, but like for June and July, there's things I want to start. So for June, I know lots of people are doing like a Jolly July or a Christmas in July, but I've decided rather than do that, I could still do that. There's no reason, you know, there's no rules, right? There's no real rules. But what I want to do is a solstice start in June with this. So this is Dasher by Nora Corbett. I'm not a fancy lady type of person. The fancy ladies just don't, I mean, they're wonderful, they're beautiful, they're gorgeous, but I'm just not drawn to stitching one. But this I can get into. So I've got the pattern, and I've got, you know, the embellishment pack and the Krynic and the Whisper White. So I've got all my materials. In terms of fabric, I've bought just some plain white 14 count 8 that I'm gonna try to dye myself. I'm not sure when that, hopefully I can get that done in the next month so that the fabric's ready to go. But this I want to start on the summer solstice in June so that maybe I can have it finished by the winter solstice in December. So I'm going to do a solstice start for this. Okay, and then the other project that I have lined up, I'm not totally sure when I'm going to start this. I don't know if it'll be July or June or maybe August, but this is Where Love Resides by Leela's Studio. So this is intended to be a gift, probably a wedding gift, but I don't want to say too much. They have not set a date yet, so I don't have a deadline for this, but I do want to get it started nonetheless. So I do have my floss, and I just bought like fabric. That's the fabric that I bought for it from Michaels. So it's like blues, like a blue and green splotch printed Ada 14 count. So because this is what's available to me, so this is what I'm using a lot, is that. So, and so I do have plain white of the same brand, which I will use to dye fabric, probably for Dasher and anything else that I might work on. So yeah, so those are my plans, my immediate plans for stitching coming up for at least halfway through the summer. I do want to do a Canadiana month for July, although I don't have anything lined up for that just yet. A Christmas in July is possible because, you know, I can work on Dasher. And I've got a whole bunch of patterns from Shannon Christine that I could do for Christmas in July. So there's lots of possibilities for that. But definitely I still want to do my Canadiana July. I definitely still want to do that, so I just have to line up some patterns and threads and everything else. However, getting into life update, like I said, we had a dump of snow, which, you know, it is melting, it's going, like today, like yesterday, it was like 17 degrees Celsius, today is the same, so it's plenty warm, it's melting fairly rapidly. And I'll attach a video, a short clip on the end of some of the water running through the fields. But that late dump of snow, like lots of people were saying, oh, well, it'll delay wildfire season, which yes, it will, but it also delays everything else. So probably I'm thinking mid-May to at least the end of June, we are going to be absolutely flat out going nuts trying to plant stuff. Like the minute that garden and the fields are dry enough to get into them, we're going to be going we'll be going flat out to plant stuff. I've spent yesterday and today moving plants out of our grow space in the basement to our tiny greenhouse. It's actually not that big. If you hear any droning noise, it's the fans that are running. I have more plants sitting outside that I just moved over this morning. They will get moved in before evening so that everything is sheltered. But there's still plants we got to start. So there's still lots going on. Still lots to plant. You know, like I've got cucumbers back over here, but I usually do 2 plantings of cucumbers. So all of that has to get going too. So there's lots still to do. Lots will be happening in the next month and a half to 2 months. And of course, Glenn's got us booked in for just about every weekend starting in June for vendor markets or farmers markets or stuff like that. So it's going to be busy. It's going to be busy. So I do have plans. I do have lots of stitchy plans. I don't know how much I'm going to actually get accomplished. That's the question. Anyway, so that is my stitchy update for May. I'll hope to do another one maybe mid-month and show you my progress on some stuff. We'll see how it goes. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're having a great day. Like, it's a beautiful day here. I hope you're having a beautiful day wherever you are. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for liking the video and sharing it. And have a great weekend. And until next time, take care. Bye for now.